gotta have a behind the scenes faith that no matter what it looks like, no matter what it feels like, I know that on the other side, God is working all things together for my good.
Falling in love with Jesus. I'm falling in love.
Last week we talked about priority and choosing what is better. We looked at the story of Martha and Mary. This week we are taking a step closer to the end of Luke. We are looking at chapters 15 through 24. I call it week 3. We still see people valuing things over God. In Luke 16 and 15, it says, he said to them, "You are the ones who justify yourselves in the eyes of others, but God knows your heart. What people value highly is detestable in God's sight." People at this time were starting to value other things over God. And when he said this, he was directing this straight to the Pharisees because the Pharisees loved money. But they weren't the only ones. Lazarus, a poor man, is at the gate of a rich man's home. And this rich man, he has everything. He dresses in luxury. He eats with luxury. His home is luxury. Everything that he embodies is luxury. And Lazarus, not to be confused with Lazarus that Jesus rose from the dead, but the beggar Lazarus. He literally sat at the gate of the rich man's home, and the rich man walked by him time and time again and did not help him, did not offer him food, did not offer him a hot cup of milk, did not offer him anything. And the time came when the beggar died, and then the rich man died. And it shows how the rich man was sent to hell and Lazarus was sent to heaven. I'll give you a scripture. Luke 16 and 23. In Hades, where he was in torment, he looked up and saw Abraham far away with Lazarus by his side. So he called to him, "Father Abraham, have pity on me and send Lazarus to dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue because I am in agony in this fire." Lazarus went from poor to living in heaven, and the rich man went from rich to living in hell. It goes on and it says, "But Abraham replied, 'Son, remember that in your lifetime you received your good things while Lazarus received bad things. But now he is comforted here and you are in agony.' The tables have switched. Because when you could have done what you know you should have done, you did it, and now it's too late." This just shows me how quickly God can flip the script. Keep on thinking that you're in position to do this and do that, and you not humble yourself. God will rip it right from underneath you. We have got to be humble and thankful and serve where we can and give where we can and show up where we can. The fact that he literally had everything and Lazarus had nothing and he did nothing to help him, that is the very thing that got him in hell. This man was so desperate, he started begging, "Can I please go tell my family? I have 5 brothers and I want to warn them so that they will not also come to this place of torment." And Abraham was like, "No." He said, "If they do not listen to Moses and the prophets, they will not be convinced, even if someone rises from the dead. If they're not listening to the prophets that I ordained, they are definitely not going to listen to you." You don't want to wait till it's too late, y'all. You don't want to look up from hell and see the person that you turned your back on sitting beside Abraham. I don't want to be looking up to heaven and seeing all the people there that I was mean to, or that I betrayed, or that I didn't help when I know I could have. So when the scripture says what people value highly is detestable in God's sight, this rich man valued all his monetary worth. He valued it. He valued his home. He valued his family. He valued his gate around his house. He valued all the materialistic things. But when it was time for him to die, where did he go? What did he take with him? He was literally in hell looking up to heaven at Abraham and Lazarus like, "Can you please come help me? Can you please come get me?" And the same things that he valued on earth is the same reason why he earned a spot in hell. Do not let the things that you value on earth earn you a spot in hell. It's not worth it. It's all going to perish. And it's okay to have nice things. It's okay to drive the nicest cars. It's okay to live in the nicest homes. But when you start to value those things over God it becomes detestable in his sight. Idolizing different things and idolizing different parts of life has the opportunity to pull you away from God. What are you idolizing? What are you valuing highly? What are you putting before God? In the book of Jeremiah, we see Israel begin to rely on alliances and rely on different other gods over God. And what happened to them in Israel? God sent war on them. Jeremiah 2 and 36, and it says, "Why do you go about so much changing your ways? You will be disappointed by Egypt as you were by Azariah." My Bible breaks it down and it says, God is not against all alliances or working partnerships, but he warns against people trusting others for that help that should come from him. This was the problem in Jeremiah's time. After the days of David and Solomon, Israel's leaders turned to other nations and gods instead of the true God. They played power politics, thinking that their strong neighbors could protect them. But Judah would soon learn that their alliance with Egypt would be just as disappointing as their former alliance with Azariah. God was letting them know, you're relying on this alliance. You're relying on this peace treaty. You're relying on this peace that you've created with the world, that you've created with the people of the world. But you're forgetting I'm the only true God. You're valuing this bond, this connection, this partnership, when you need to be bonding in connection and in partnership with me, because my bond is promising. That bond is not. People change, people switch up like a flick of the light. But God remains the same, and that's what I love about the Father is that He never changes. He said, you're going to be disappointed. When you see that they're going to do the same thing they did last time, you're going to be disappointed. But keep on relying on people. Keep on trusting in the things that you have been relying on. And you're going to learn that it's going to disappoint you every single time because they can't show up like my God. They can't show up like my Father. They can't do the things that my God can do. So why would I value that over God when I know that time and time again, it's led me to being disappointed? I've put myself in so many disappointing situations where it's like, you know where it got you last time. That's what he's telling them in Jeremiah. He's like, the last time that you did this, they switched up on you. And you're going to go back again and form this little peace treaty. You're going to be disappointed. But when you trust in the Father, when you go to the right source, when you put your trust in the right power, the right authority, He's not going to fail you. I've never seen a righteous forsaken and He won't start now. I don't want to get off track. Let's keep going. One of the things that I love about God is that He's always there to forgive. He's always there to redeem. He's always there to restore. He's always there to welcome us back home. No matter how full of sin you are, no matter what you've done, He's always there to welcome you back home. In the beginning of Luke 15, we see three parables: the lost sheep, we see the lost coin, and we see the lost son. And all of these parables show and symbolize, in a way, how God reacts and responds to us when we go astray and we come back to Him. In the parable of the lost sheep, we see the shepherd leave the 99 to go find the one. He left all 99 of his sheep just to find the one sheep that got lost, just to find the one sheep that wandered off. I don't care how lost you are. I don't care how confused you are. I don't care how broken you are. I don't care how full of sin you are. I serve a God that is going to drop everything, that's going to stop tending to the 99 just to find you. But He knows the hairs on your head. He counted them. He knew you before He formed you in the womb. Why in the world would He not stop what He's doing to go find you? Why? You're too worthy. You're too special to Him. You're too important to Him. Why would He not stop what He's doing just to find you? Every single time He's going to do it. But there comes a time when God can't keep stop doing what He's doing over here to go get you out of this again. comes a time when he's gonna get tired of coming to save you. Last time you did this, I came and got you, but you went right back to it. And now you want me to come get you again. Can I just say, we've all been in a place where we've sinned against God and we came back to God, and then we left God, and then we needed him again, and then he saved us, and then we went back to the world, and then we came back to God because we needed him, and then we went back to the world. It's like a cycle, and I've been there, and I can tell you that you're gonna always run back to God. But can I get a scripture for you? My God. Jeremiah 2:27, and it says, they say to wood, you are my father, and to stone, you gave me birth. What is it saying, Ty? It's saying wood, like the material wood that they use to make fire. They say to wood, you are my father. But they don't say, God, you are my father. They say to wood. And they say to stone, you gave me birth. They rely and they value these earthly things over God. And it goes on and it says, they have turned their backs to me and not their faces. Yet, when they are in trouble, they say, come and save us. We turn our backs on God and we go back to the world. But when we are in trouble, what do we say? God, I need you. God, please help me. I promise you I won't do it again, God. I promise you I'm going to get it right. And then we go right back to the world. But this is not to convict you. This is to say you're always going to run back to God. So why do we keep going back to the world when we know we're going to be disappointed? It's going to be the same thing that happened last time. So why do we keep going back to what hurt us when we know that God would never leave or forsake us?
Falling in love with Jesus.